I've unfortunately had a bit of bad luck with glaze mixing this year, so for this batch and those batches moving forward, I have decided to keep it simple and focus on the design, which to me is the most important part. Yesterday, I painted wax on 43 of these mugs in preparation for glazing today. I spend a lot of time painting wax on the areas that I don't want glaze to stick to so that it can just be the bare clay with my colorful design and it can really pop in contrast to the glaze. This is a citrus collection, which I'm so excited about. I'll have limes, lemons, grapefruits, and oranges. I used to use those metal tongs when glazing so that I could dunk the entire pot in at once. It was how I was taught, so it was the only way that I knew how. But I always felt like it was such a pain to go back in afterward and touch up the areas that got covered up by those tongs. So recently I've started doing it this way, where I just hold on to the mug, dip the majority of it, and then go back in afterward and dip the handle. This works especially well if you have like a clear glaze or white glaze, one that it doesn't matter if multiple layers overlap, especially on the place like the handle. I've been neglecting this big batch of brown clay I've had in my studio for years that I'm finally recycling. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but something special. And of course I spent a ton of time cleaning today because to have a safe pottery studio, that's like the most important thing you can do. I always try to leave my space cleaner than how I came into it each day. That was advice that a peer of mine gave me a long time ago, and I really stand by that today. Lastly, I was struggling through trimming 20 of these goblets that were a little bit too dry, but we powered through. And then it was time for lunch, and I am newly obsessed with making sourdough bread, so this was the best sandwich ever. Okay, bye.